Hey, Glovelies, and welcome back to Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Hallie.
And I'm Melissa.
And this week, as always, we have lots to talk about. And later, we are going to be joined by our new bestie, New York Times best-selling author of The Perfect Game, Miss Jenn Sterling. But as always, if there's anything you guys want us to talk about here on the podcast, be sure to leave it in the comments and be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and follow the Glove Actually podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And be sure to turn on post notifications and to stay in the loop when we post new episodes every Wednesday. All right, Glovelies, let's kick things off, as always, with our Pookies of the week. Melissa, who's your Pookie of the week?
My Pookie this week is a new addition to the Baltimore Orioles. Someone we picked up off the waivers in early December from the Pirates, and that is Will Robertson. The Orioles announced our acquisition of Will and Drew Romo at the same time, and I immediately looked them both up so I could become familiar with who our new players are. And then Courtney and Hallie were witnesses to my initial reaction because when I looked up Will, I quickly texted them and gave them the code, who dat?
Who dat?
Who dat? Yeah, he's definitely really good looking. But that aside, I also watched some of the reels of his plays, including this insane catch that he had when he was playing for the White Sox and they were playing Detroit. It looked like that scene in Angels in the Outfield when like the angel just picks up the guy and lifts him up so he can catch the ball. Like it was straight up insane. I was like, he proved Wesley Snipes wrong. White men can't jump. So
okay, period.
So anyways, I'm looking forward to seeing what his contributions are to the Orioles in the 2026 season. So welcome to the team, Will.
Hallie, who's your Pookie of the week this week?
My Pookie this week is the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. They got just all of them. They get to be the second pick for the draft this year.
Yes.
So congratulations to the Rays. You're my new home team. I love you so much. And I hope you get everything you ever wanted.
Courtney, who's your Pookie this week?
My Pookie of the week is a new addition to the Tampa Bay Rays. My Pookie this week is Cedric Mullins.
Yay!
We have waxed poetic about Cedric Mullins forever on this podcast. He was a very well-loved member of the Baltimore Orioles for 8 seasons, was traded away at the deadline this year, along with 8 of his other friends, and he spent the second half of the season with the New York Mets. Said he has up and down years. This was unfortunately, 2025 was a down year for him. So this year in 2026, he is going to be with the Tampa Bay Rays. They signed him for a 1-year contract. So I'm really looking forward to see his upswing. There's nowhere to go but up from here. And the other cool thing that the Rays just did was they just signed former manager Brandon Hyde to an advisory role.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Look at that. You got Brian Baker. You guys are just gonna
woes. It's gonna be makeshift Orioles with Junior Caminero and Yandy Diaz. Josh Lowe is gonna be there. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna have fun. But Seti, we are so happy for you. Definitely looking forward to that. All right, Glovelies, we want to hear from you. Who is your Pookie of the week this week? Let us know in the comments and be sure to tag your Pookie if you can. All right, Glovelies, another very exciting day here on the podcast. We are joined today by New York Times best-selling author and author of our recommended reading for this week, The Perfect Game, Jenn Sterling. Welcome, Jenn.
Hi. Hello. Thanks for having me.
Of course. We are so happy to have you. So we are going to talk all about your book. We're going to talk all about some hot guy pitchers later in the show. And we're also going to give you a rapid fire quiz and get your hot takes on the top 5. But first, I've got to know, who is your Pookie of the week this week?
My Pookie of the week is legitimately the same person every single day of the year. And you guys have to know that I'm born and raised in Southern California. So I am a Dodger girl through and through. That will never change. So my little love is Shohei Ohtani. I could not love him more. He is the cutest thing on the planet. My world stops whenever the New Balance commercial comes on. I will be in the middle of doing something. I'm just like I hear the music. I get so happy. I love him so much. I have no idea who any of you guys are talking about because I literally only know and love the Dodgers.
Well, that's okay. We talk about Shohei Ohtani a lot on the podcast, and whenever we bring him up, I always say the same thing. He's so Pookie. He's so baby girl.
He is, though. He is.
He's so cute. And I definitely understand that sort of focused view of your fandom, because it's really overwhelming to kind of consider MLB as a whole and pay attention to all those different teams.
That's the roster that my brain can focus on. And then there's like a few guys, like my son's a baseball player. So there's a few guys on some other teams that he played with in school that are playing professionally now. I guess I have to like them, but I mean, I don't care about their team.
I mean, that must be like just the coolest experience. Like, not only do you get to write about baseball and have a cool job as an author, but you also get to watch your son play professional baseball.
For sure.
I was actually going to ask, so was The Perfect Game, was it your first book?
That was my third book.
Okay.
But it was the first book that it was my book that went crazy.
Off.
Yes.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any characters that you've written over the years that have been self-insert?
I mean, I definitely think when you're first writing, for me, I was so heavy on writing what I know. Cassie is a photographer. Like, that was very present in my life at the time, right? Just doing certain like descriptions and personality traits and things like that
Autobiographical.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm just out of curiosity, which of your female characters is the most like you?
Cassie in The Perfect Game is a lot like me, like, because that was based on a relationship that I had in college. Like, Jack is based off a guy that I dated in college. So Cassie was, that was very much like our drama. And so I feel like she's very much like me, but it's hard to say that now because that book was written so long ago. Like,
it doesn't feel like you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just is like, okay, it's definitely a younger version of me. If I was writing a character that was like me now, she would still be just as mouthy and still be just as sarcastic. She wouldn't be this infuriating.
Well, what made you want to become an author? I feel like when I was reading your biography too, did I read that right? Like, you started to become an author because you got fired from a job? Is that like what happened?
Yes, that's totally I literally got fired. I got fired from my job and I just had a book idea in my head. So the day I got fired, I went out and bought like my very first laptop ever. I'd never had a laptop. And I was like, I'm going to write this book that I want to write. I had no idea what I was doing. No idea how to write a book. I didn't know what I was doing, but it didn't stop me. So I wrote that. I just thought I had one book to write. So I wrote that book and I was like, all right, well, I did it. Like, now what? Like, I'm fired. What am I going to do? And then I was like, oh, I think I have an idea for a second book. And then that just that was it. It just opened these floodgates that I didn't know. I had no idea I wanted to write.
In college, did you like take was your major English or like?
No,
it just happened to be.
It was radio, TV, film. I wanted to work in radio. I totally wanted to be a DJ. Like, I wanted to be like an on-air personality.
I want to get there. I'm going to get there someday.
You will.
Talking to authors like you motivates me. So this is really good.
I'm here for you. I am your motivation guru.
So just out of curiosity, as you've gotten more popular and, your books have started to sell more, like, what's one of the best and most exciting things that's happened as you've, claimed your fame?
Well, aside from literally like traveling the world for book signings, that's incredible. This last summer, even though it wasn't very big, it was like weird timing and it wasn't like a huge whatever. I got to go to the Miami Marlins game and have like a book signing there.
That is cool.
So we went to the Marlins. We had the perfect game. We had this whole event. And then I got to watch the game in these incredible seats. I want to go to every stadium and have a book signing and watch a baseball game with my readers. Like, so fun.
That is amazing. Actually, Baltimore Orioles, Tampa Bay Rays, take note. Book signings at the games, right?
Yes.
I'm just curious too. Like, I know this was one of our questions, but the more we talk about it, I'm more curious about it because you started writing back in like the 2012 time, and things have changed a lot up to where we are now. Like, there's a whole lot more indie writers. The storylines have gotten so much more crazier. Just like, how do you feel like it's changed? The landscape's changed over the last, what is that, 15 years?
I mean, seriously, it's hard for me because I don't come at it from a perspective of like a reader. So I come at it as like, this is my business. So I'm always looking at how it's changed from a business standpoint. Like when I first started, there was no Kindle Unlimited. There were no ads. Like, you couldn't advertise. There was nothing like that. So really, like, getting your books out was Facebook word of mouth. And just so that kind of explosion and growth organically, I've never seen since with the Perfect Game series. Like I've never had that repeat. So that's really crazy to me because I know the difference between people recommending your books and what it does for you versus me trying to shove them down everyone's throat with ads, which is what I do now, right? Like, because if you don't do that, nobody knows you exist. I mean, you could sit there and say, you know, oh, there's a lot more competition, but there was always competition. There was always a million. It always felt like there was a lot of authors. I would say the biggest thing that's changed the game is Kindle Unlimited for sure. And if you don't want to be in it, which I'm not because I sell on my website directly, and that is the biggest and the most difficult thing to navigate, I feel like.
What would you say your biggest challenge has been since you've become an author?
I think marketing and like reaching readers and growing 100%. That's the biggest challenge. And it always has been, of like, how do you repeat this success? How do you reach new readers? How, when all the people who are reading in, 2011, 2012, 2013 aren't reading anymore, and there's this whole new generation of readers, like, how do you reach them? If your TikTok doesn't blow up, how do you reach people on Book Talk? Like, it's always about growing and finding a new audience. And I feel like that is always consistently the same challenge, where I wish the Perfect Game was still like, I wish it would get picked up and be a series.
Well, we'll help you. We'll help.
Okay, great.
We're like, yes.
That book, Tell Me Lies, Some Are Pretty, all these things that people say that they don't like to read in a book. It's like, but you're obsessing over the TV show. You do like it. Some part of you does enjoy the drama. Even if I wouldn't write the Perfect Game today, I still think it's a very relevant, would make a really great like streaming series.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm also seeing a trend and an uptick in the amount of romance novels that are getting produced.
Oh, yeah.
Colleen Hoover's got a few novels that are now films, and then
the Heated Rivalry.
Rebecca Yarros, she's got a bunch of shit picked up. I mean, there's a ton of them that are getting picked up right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, sports romance is another piece of that puzzle that I don't feel like is currently represented. So I feel like if the current trend continues upward and we keep seeing that renewed interest, I feel like it's going to be a matter of time.
So what can we expect from you in 2026? What's upcoming for you?
So I wrote a small town romance last year. It was the Sugar Mountain series. They're by far my favorite books. I'm so into grown ass green flag men who are good men, love their women. It's so sexy to me. It's so, I also am so like aware of the stories I'm putting out into the world. Do you know what I mean? And I want women predominantly who reads my books. I want women to like men who have good qualities about them. I don't want to keep writing about the men that we want to save, that we want to change, who's horrible to everyone except for you. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to keep perpetuating that kind of toxic stereotype. So my writing has evolved when it comes to the men. So I'm obsessed with the Sugar Mountain series. I love those 3 books so much. I introduce this other family in the last book, and that's what I'm writing now. And that's a 4-book series with 3 brothers and 1 sister. And so I'm writing book 3 right now, but I've barely started.
I love that though. I love it when you take a series and then you get a spin-off series after that and another spin-off series after that. And then you just end up with this tangled web.
Right.
Like branches out.
Not too much. Like they're introduced, because the thing for me is like when people write like that, I can't keep everyone straight.
Yeah.
Like if you have to remember like, oh, this is my cousin and this is whatever. Even I love so many small town romances. They're typically 5 books in the series. I'm lost while I'm reading them. I'm loving the stories. I'm enjoying them, but I cannot keep the characters straight because that's so many. Like this, writing a 4-book series is really challenging me because I've never written so many characters before. So when I first started, I was like, I think one of the siblings is going to have to die because I don't think I can write 4 books. Like I have to kill someone because I can keep them all straight. Don't worry, they're all alive.
Or the option, just have them move away and then nobody has to die.
And then no one has. Great idea.
No killing characters. That's like, it's still
No, I don't.
As long as I don't already love them, you can let them die. It's fine.
All right. So before we get into your quiz, just real quick, we're going to take a bring it back to baseball with MLB baseball. What's your World Series blind prediction for 2026?
I don't know. You guys know that I only know the Dodgers. So, but I don't
think it's
want.
valid.
I mean, like, really, are we doing this again? Are we getting through? Like, how did we even win last year? Let's be honest. Like, or this year? Like, how did we even win? I don't even know how that happened.
I don't know how it happened, to be honest. I really thought the Blue Jays were going to win, but
so did I. And I was like, they deserve it.
Yeah.
The storytelling was too good for the Blue Jays not to win.
Gosh,
It
I
was.
mean,
Legitimately, do you know why I think the Dodgers won?
why?
Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, God. I mean, seriously,
He saved their asses.
100%.
But
I mean,
he couldn't get a no-hitter off of us, so suck it.
we should definitely change the subject.
All right, Dodgers, Orioles World Series.
Oh, God.
There you go.
Let's
Sure.
do it.
Let's do it. My
Come on.
God.
So, Jen, we are going to hit you with some rapid fire questions so that our listeners, the Glovelies, can get to know you a little bit better. Are you ready?
I'm a little scared, but I'm ready.
I think you're going to be fine. Hallie's going to put you through the quiz. And you're in good hands, I promise.
Okay, let's go. What is your favorite sport?
Baseball.
And who is your favorite sports team?
Dodgers.
Woo! Who is your favorite athlete of all time?
Eric Karros.
And your favorite color?
Green.
How do you take your coffee?
I do not. I don't like coffee. I don't drink it.
And your favorite movie?
Since we're near Christmas, let's just say The Holiday. Who doesn't love The Holiday?
Holidays,
Love
great.
it.
The holiday.
It's
Classic.
so good.
Mhm,
Classic,
mhm.
great movie.
What is the book that made you fall in love with reading?
Literally the Twilight series. Hands down.
Do you have a favorite author?
Me.
Great
That's
choice.
fair. Period.
Are you comfortable
Myself.
sharing a comfort meal or snack food?
Yes, I love anything with cheese. Like if I'm like wanting something comfort, I want mac and cheese. I want a grilled cheese. I want cheese on cheese.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Us too. And if you played baseball, what would your walk-up song be?
Revolving Door by Tate McRae.
Okay.
Great choice.
Right? I'll be like dancing up to the thing, pulling a little
Yes.
Ray Hernandez
Mhm.
dance moves.
Hell
Come
yeah.
on. Let's go.
Why don't more baseball players dance up to the plate? I would like to see more of that.
All right, moving on, Glovelies. We are going to dive right into our top 5 of the week. Now, Hallie, Melissa, and I are going to break down our top 5, and then Jen is going to chime in with her number 1 pick for this week's topic. And this week's topic is actually inspired by Jen's book, The Perfect Game. Her main character is Jack Carter, who is a pitcher. So we chose to break down our top 5 hottest pitchers currently in the MLB. So this is going to be a very subjective list. This is going to be pure opinions. And
Define your type.
as the Glovelies know, we all have very different types. So I'm curious to see if there's any crossover. So, Hallie, do you want to start us off? Who's your number 5?
I would love to start off with our top 5. And I just realized all of my top hottest pitchers are from teams that we are all fans of. That was not intentional. It just happened that way. But my number 5 hottest pitcher is Nick Pivetta.
He's on the Padres.
Yeah, I think he has really kind eyes, and that really does something for me. And
You know
Courtney
what?
knows he's cute.
Melissa, who's your number 5?
All right, keep in mind that my type is all-American boy. So my number 5, and I did try and branch out from Orioles, okay? But I did end up coming back to Orioles. My number 5, though, Corbin Burns, who plays for Arizona right now.
He's my number 5 too.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He feels so good. Dude, did you see the picture of him when he was in the minor leagues with the glasses?
Yes.
Holy shit. What?
Anybody who is out here wearing slutty little glasses,
Hot.
please.
Oh my god. I was like, Corbin, why weren't you wearing glasses when you played for us?
Oh my God. Yes, very that.
Yes. Okay, good. That makes you feel good.
Not to mention he has a sub-3 ERA and he is having Tommy John surgery. So get well soon, Corbin. We love you.
I know, Corbin, we do love you. We miss you.
And you're hot.
And you're hot. Hallie, what's your number 4? Or who's your number 4?
My number 4 is Dean Kramer. I don't know. It felt right.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
No, you're not
There's
wrong.
this one specific picture of Dean Kramer that whenever I think of Dean Kramer, I think of this one specific picture. And it's it's like an action shot of him getting ready to pitch.
Mhm.
And it's him literally with all 4 fingers of his hand on his tongue. He's like,
Yes,
Oh, so I really picked a good one. If
You
he's
did.
showing tongue on mane.
he does it like
Yes.
every time too.
Melissa, who's your number 4?
My number 4 is Jacob deGrom from the Texas Rangers.
Okay.
His picture, yeah. I don't like the longer hair. I like his shorter hair, but he definitely spoke to me when I was looking at his pictures. Courtney, who's
I love it.
yours?
My number 4, there's a friend of the pod. Her name is Alicia. She runs a fan account for this specific player, and that is going to be Max Fried from the Yankees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out Alicia. Your boy made our list. So I know she's going to be extremely excited when she sees him on the list.
Like,
He's a little bit on the younger side, but he's very
Yeah.
cute.
he is cute. He is cute.
Also, everybody on my list has a sub-3 ERA. That was kind of a requirement because being good at your job also makes you hot.
That's
Yes.
fair.
Hallie, who is your number 3?
My number 3 is Trevor Rogers.
He's the most valuable Oriole of 2025.
Oh, I didn't realize. Congratulations.
nice.
You're the third
Yeah.
hottest pitcher to me.
Oh,
I love it.
Trevor.
Melissa, who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Shane Smith, and he plays for the White Sox. He's
Hmm.
ginger with blue eyes. He's super cute. And honestly, you know who he kind of reminds me a little bit of? Ryan O'Hearn.
Okay.
So I was like, okay.
Courtney,
who's
who's
your
your
number
number
3?
3?
My number 3 is Freddie Peralta from the Brewers.
Ooh, good choice.
Wait.
I thought Hallie was booing. Boo.
No.
Well, I do boo the Brewers, but that's because I'm a Twins fan.
Okay. Hallie, who is your number 2?
My number 2 is Hunter Big.
He's the guy that got hit in the face by the foul ball by Adley
Yes,
Rutschman.
by Adley.
Oh, no.
I forgot about
At the
that.
game we were at?
Yes.
Hallie is my favorite.
The
He's
one
the guy.
The one
Yes,
from
the
who
guy
fell off
that-
the bench?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's horrifying. I didn't realize that was him. I don't know
Yeah.
names.
He
Hunter,
took it
I
to
think
the
you're dreaming. I'm so
alley.
sorry you got hit in the face and got
If
like
I ever-
concussed and brought to the hospital.
Melissa, who's your number 2?
Trevor Rogers.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love me some Trevor Rogers.
Of course. He's
Oh.
so sweet.
He is. Who's your number 2, Courtney?
My number 2 is also someone who has already been mentioned. My number 2 is Jacob deGrom from the Rangers.
So, Courtney, look at us.
We're aligned. I like
Yes.
it.
I love it.
So now that we've come to the number 1 spot, Jen, are you ready to give us your number 1?
I mean, it has to be Yamamoto.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
it just has to be. Period.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love
he's such a hero.
Hallie, who's your number 1?
I did go with Shohei Ohtani.
I mean, he counts because he
And
does.
he's
He does both.
so dreamy. He is so dreamy
He's
to me.
dreamy.
It's
God,
Yeah.
true.
what is it about him?
I feel like if I walked near him, the air would just smell cleaner and better. And then as soon as he's gone, it would go back to regular scented air.
Oh my God, I will never unhear that and never unthink that.
And isn't
There you
it so
go.
correct? Like,
I do agree. Like he would just have the Shohei Ohtani bubble.
Melissa, who's your number 1?
All right, my number 1 this may come a little bit of a surprise, but it's gonna be Zach Eflin, currently free agent, because he's got like this. If you guys, I know you guys haven't read Ravenhood, but he's got this vibe, one of the characters or his look. It just reminds me of Tobias King, and I was just like, it's hot to me. He's hot.
I'm a little surprised it wasn't Trevor Rogers, but I'm not surprised that it is an Oriole.
I will say Dean almost made the list, and also because Dean reminds me of Cassian from the ACOTAR series. Not so much like physical build, but just like his face and the long hair and how he ties it back. He gives me Cassian vibes.
My number 1 is someone that I've mentioned before on the podcast that I really, really, really love. He pitches for the Mariners. It's my Pookie Brian Wu.
Yeah. He's also very dreamy.
I love him. Oh my gosh. All right, Lovelies. What did you think of our top 5 hottest MLB pitchers? Let us know what you think in the comments, and make sure you comment and let us know who your favorite hottest MLB pitcher is. All right. And as always, Lovelies, before we wrap up, we are going to leave you with some recommended media for this week, brought to you by our very own Melissa over at No Regrets Reader. Take it away, Melissa.
All right. So, since Jenn has been so kind to join us this week, we, of course, as we have already started talking about her book, we are going to talk more about the Perfect Game series. So, that is, of course, since we've been talking about it, the baseball romance that starts off as new adult college romance, kind of blossoms into a complex MLB romance. So, I'll give you guys my quick version of the summary real fast before I get into questions for Jenn. But so I did read it, Jenn. Don't you worry, I read it. But for the listeners, the first book of the series is called The Perfect Game, and it was released in 2012. So it is a little bit older. However, it is new to me and probably some of you. So I'm going to try and avoid any spoilers as I give you my quick summary. So basically, what happens is you have Jack Carter. He is the star pitcher and the big man on campus at fictional Fulton State University in California. Jack doesn't date, never has trouble trying to find a nightly hookup, since women are constantly throwing themselves at him. That is until he meets Cassie at a frat party. Jack is immediately attracted to Cassie and attempts to hit on her, and she wants nothing to do with him. So, of course, wants what he can't have. So he pursues her. And after weeks of relentless pursuit, Jack finally convinces Cassie to go on a date with him, breaking his no dating rule, which eventually leads into Cassie taming him and making him become actually more of the monogamous type. However, Jack's history as a player is always in the back of Cassie's mind, which makes the relationship a little bit more challenging as Jack tries to juggle baseball and the temptation that comes along with fame, especially when Jack gets drafted into the MLB. So, Jenn, did I do a good job summarizing your book?
Yeah, that was so good. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Good night.
I'm good. I'm good to go. And I know we've already talked a lot about it, so I don't want to repeat some of my questions, but there were some additional questions I had. So, for example, and I know, Courtney mentioned this earlier, you mentioned that there is a real Jack Carter. I won't ask you who real Jack Carter is. I'm just curious, are there any specific scenes in the book that were kind of inspired by your real life experience? If you're willing to tell us.
I mean, I don't want to say specifically, but yes, the entire book is really, really very much based on a guy that I dated in college. Jack's personality is very much his personality. Cassie's personality, like we were saying, is very similar to mine. There's a really specific scene that people thought as they read it that was kind of random to them. And it's a scene where Cassie actually gets beat up. So, yeah. So I know when you're reading it, people were kind of like, what? And I put that in the story because it really happened to me. Okay. So it was at the time, when it happened, I was with 5 baseball players and I got the worst of it. So literally how I wrote that chapter and that scene is exactly how I remember it, minus the camera. I didn't have my camera with me.
Okay. Is the coin thing where he
yes, the quarters are totally real.
Oh my God, I love that. That's adorable.
He was just so quick-witted, very much as quick-witted as I was. I'm still just as quick-witted. He is not. He has lost the quick wit. Oh yeah, by the way, we're back together.
I know you told me that. I wasn't going to mention it because I didn't want to blow up your spot on the podcast, but that is awesome.
There's just a lot of stuff in there. And it's a lot of different people that I know experiences are in there, but the emotions and everything are very much mine.
I think that's what I liked a lot about this book. It took me a minute because I got to the twist and I definitely got frustrated and I was like, definitely got to that point. However, after I read it and I sat back and I thought about it, I was like, wait, this isn't your typical baseball romance. This is realistic. This is what would really happen if you were dating a baseball player and how it would go and how it probably is right now for actual wives and girlfriends.
Yeah, no.
So when I sat back and thought about it that way, I appreciated it.
Well, and that's really the perspective that I wrote it from. I was writing a realistic romance about what it's like to date a professional athlete. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily a pretty thing. And so I love this book. I love this series and I love the growth that both characters have. And like I said before, people get really mad at the immaturity and the lack of communication. But I'm you're 20 years old, you're 21 years old, you're so emotional I mean, and this stuff happens to you and you're not rational, you're not logical.
But there's strength and forgiveness too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that was a big part of the growth that I noticed for Cassie just throughout the book, because she starts the book as such a guarded person and there's little to no room for error.
Yeah, with her. Yeah.
I think that by kind of like examining the things that have happened to her in her life, like with her family and stuff like that, she's realized that she's given grace to all these other people in her life, but why not this guy?
And so it's like you're taking these really imperfect people, but like you're wanting them to react perfectly at all times. And that's just like,
that's not realistic.
That's not realistic. And also that'd be a really dumb book.
All right. So this is obviously the first book, and there's 2 more books after this that are specifically about Jack and Cassie. I have not read them yet, but just out of curiosity, is there a way you can kind of give us an idea where their story is going in the next 2 books without spoilers?
Well, yeah. So when book 1 ends, like he's made it to the MLB. So book 2 really delves into what it's like being a girlfriend of a guy who is in the MLB. How the fans treat you, how the other girlfriends are, how the other wives are, all those kind of like dynamics. And book 3, I think, jumps time a bit. We get to see their life coming together. We see to when he finishes out his career.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. I just want to say too, I'm a huge fan of Melissa because obviously you named her really well. Good for
Also,
you.
She's very funny.
And I love Dean too, who's Jack's brother.
Dean is a green flag. Book 3 has a lot of Dean and Melissa in it because everybody wanted them wrapped up and they wanted them to have their own book.
Okay,
and I tried like 10 different times to give them their own story and I could not do it. So the only way it came together was in the last book. So everyone gets wrapped up in book 3.
Okay, fabulous. And I know you said because you wrote this so long ago, like, is there anything now that you know how fans have reacted, and would you change anything at all?
I read The Perfect Game not that long ago because I was changing the covers and revamping it. And I went through it all and I didn't change anything. And I was like, I don't want to change this story. There's nothing in the story I want to change.
Good for you that you wouldn't change a thing. And then my last question, is there anything that's coming up in the 2026 year that you want your fans to know about, either new releases or book signings that's coming up?
I don't have any signings or anything because I'm kind of just like not doing signings, and I'm just working on my next small town romance.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
You guys, thanks so much for having me.
Romance. And just for the listeners, just a reminder, it's the Perfect Game series. The first book is The Perfect Game, and then book 2 is The Game Changer.
Yeah.
Book 3 is The Sweetest Game, and then book 4 is The Other Game. Also, and then listeners, if you all read it, leave us your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear about it.
One more thing, Jen, if our Glovelies want to follow along with you, follow your content and share their thoughts with you, where can they find you?
All my socials are author Jenn Sterling, and my website is just jsterlingbooks.com.
Awesome.
George.
All right. Well, Glovelies, that's going to do it for this episode of Glove Actually. Once again, I would love to thank the amazing Jenn Sterling for joining us. And thank you all for listening. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to the Glove Actually podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And be sure to turn on post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes every Wednesday. So, ladies, as we're wrapping up, what are you looking forward to most this week in the world of baseball? Who do you hope has fun this week?
Well, I don't remember when the actual draft is, but I hope the Twins have fun. They have the 3rd pick this year. Please use it wisely, and I hope we're nice to the new players.
The draft is in July. Just
I'm like, it's so
great.
Well, posterity.
Great. Well, great. For some reason, I thought it was in February. So I guess see you in 6 months.
Dearest Kay, I want you. This will be outdated by the time that this episode drops. However, I am so glad you got your Kyle Schwarber back, and I hope that you hear about JT Realmuto soon.
Jen, who do you hope has fun this week?
I hope that my son has fun because I hope that he gets a contract and asked to come back to play in Joliet.
That's what we are manifesting.
Yes.
to piggyback off of Melissa, I hope that Kyle Schwarber has fun this week because he did just get signed to a renegotiated contract with Philadelphia. And over the next 5 years, he's going to be making $150 million. So I hope he has fun this week figuring out where to spend all that money. All right. This has been Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Hallie.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Melissa.
And thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great week, Glovelies. And as always, be kind, keep it cute, and stay
Stay
glovely.